What's going on, everyone? Jeff back with another video. So I've been busting my tail to make part 2 to this Nikola stock video. Okay, we're talking about, is Nikola stock the biggest fraud in history? Now, we don't really know the answer to that. Let's be honest here. It very well could be one of the biggest frauds in history. And really, guys, we have a story to follow for a long period of time. Now, I think pretty much everybody has already developed an opinion on what is going on here. And perhaps there's some of us that think the truth probably lies somewhere in between Nikola and Hindenburg research. So there's probably some things that are false and manipulated on both ends. But the facts are the facts. Nikola does not make any cells, they do not make any vehicles, and there is no plans in the short term to do so, at least for 2 more years. And that is a long period of time to try to survive on absolutely no sales, basically just concepts. So make sure to go back and watch part 1 of this video, guys. I will have a link for it down in the comment section, and it will be pinned. Where we left off in the last video was basically just going through the Hindenburg report, talking about some of the high points. Like I said, there's a lot of material there. You know, there's no possible way I could cover all that material in one video. There is a couple of things I probably have left out. I'm very aware of that. That's why I linked up the article for everyone to go read themselves. What we're going to focus on in this video is Trevor Milton's response. And then, guys, there's even quite a bit further. Most of you watching are probably already somewhat aware, but there's some very, very shady activity going on. And so as far as Trevor Milton leaving the United States, a lot of different opinions there. They think he could be going to get footage of some running vehicles. I think he'd be having a stress meltdown and leaving the country. They think they're probably going to try to liquidate their stock positions in the company. A lot of different opinions out there. We're just gonna have to wait and see how this all plays out. So before we get started, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video. I appreciate all the support, and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. All right, now on September 11th, 2020, just 2 days ago, Trevor Milton started posting his responses here on Twitter. I do not know a lot about Trevor Milton. I'm kind of learning as we go, but let's take a look at his pinned tweet, what he has here on his Twitter. I block anyone rooting for someone's failure. Just a heads up, if you're unable to say anything positive or show excitement for the struggles of others in life or harass our followers, you're an instant block. I find that very defensive. To me, I think you could put out a lot more of a positive message, and maybe that is a look into his personality, but maybe he's used to himself and his company constantly getting people harassing them. But what do you expect when you operate and own a car company that doesn't make or sell any cars? You know, I'm sure Elon Musk dealt with a lot of this back in his early days, but if the vision is there, you must ignore that. So I just kind of find that, I don't know, I find that a little upsetting. If you really want to do that, you can do that without having to say you're going to block people. You know what I mean? Anyways, let's kind of get into some of his responses to the Hindenburg report. Now, I believe chronologically this was the first tweet that come out where he says he's been working on a rebuttal of Hindenburg for 14 hours to provide a clear, factual, low emotional answer to the report. It will be out before the market opens and working through the night. I feel great about every answer. They wanted max damage. It didn't work. Now back to growth. I feel like that is a very deflective comment. He's deflecting. He's not necessarily feeling like he has to be on the defensive. What I see here is that he's kind of pleading the fifth, right? There was a lot of stuff going on in that report, and he could probably tweet all day long and not respond to every accusation in that report. So from a headache or a stress level, this is probably the best way a CEO can do it, is to provide a clear, factual, low emotional response, okay? Then he goes on to mention that Nikola has to let them run their process. I want you to see how I've addressed each point, but I have to wait to be until the SEC finishes their work. Let's be clear, Nikola approached the SEC, not the other way around. The author wanted a motion, and we will not give it to them. Now this one here, this tweet I'm about to read to you pretty much nails exactly how I feel. If you go through some of the ways he conducts himself on social media, the best way I can say it is I walk away very, very confused. I can't tell if he's being defensive or deflective, or if he's trying to create more damage, or sometimes it does appear like he's getting emotional. This tweet right here, while I do wish Nikola all the success, I sometimes wince when I see the activities carried out by Trevor on social media. While I think he has the best intentions, when you link up various statements, he has made it very confusing. And there's a couple of misspelled words and words in the wrong place in that tweet. That's exactly how I feel. You go from one tweet to the next, and it almost like he undermines himself with pretty much everything he says. Some of this stuff just does not add up. If somebody comes out and makes public accusations against you or against your company, the wrong thing to do would be to get all emotional, try to blurt out a bunch of responses to get people, short term back on your side. You do have to carry things out through the SEC. There has been violations, and there has been stuff completely fabricated and made up about Nikola. You got to take Hindenburg into a courtroom and beat them, okay? Staying on Twitter and trying to respond to all this stuff. So I do see the intelligence in some of his moves, but again, just his tweet line, very, very confusing at times. It's hard to wrap your hands around what kind of guy he really is. Is he genuine? Is he fake? Is he a con artist? I think a lot of people would probably say he leans in the direction of a con artist. What does some of these tweets do? What does some of this confusion do in the meantime? Well, I'll tell you exactly what it does. It makes investors want to stay away. That is my best advice I can give you. This is an investing channel. We talk about stocks and trading and cryptocurrency. Even some of you that think you should be go out and buy a bunch of put options tomorrow, be careful, tread lightly. Because there could be some other news, or some big company could come out to defend Nikola tomorrow and crank the stock up 10 or 15 points again. That's probably wait for a big run up again to start buying those put options. There's a lot of short-term choppiness and activity. And especially if you try to go short, you can get absolutely destroyed. Buying put options is actually safer because you're just paying a premium. If you end up losing your premium, so be it. But going short on this company, to me, is out of the question right now. You could be in big trouble very, very quickly. That's my best advice. I also do not think this is a good place to go long. Like I mentioned in the first video, the $12 billion valuation, you can't lay that next to $40,000 or $50,000 of earnings and expect that to hold up. The hype will wear off. This, in all actuality, is not even really a $1 billion company. Here, check this out, guys. This looks like an interview he was doing with some young dudes. Here, I'll play it for you quick. It's kind of funny.
There's two people in this world that know EVs better than anyone, and that's Elon and myself. There's no one in this world that I can go into any meeting with Volkswagen, Daimler, Volvo. You could put 30 PhDs in that room, and I would run circles around every one of them.
Let's read these two tweets, then we're going to shift things into a completely different direction, okay? Everyone needs to know I'm pissed too. You know me, and normally I go straight at the BS and provide evidence like I always have. I have nothing to hide, zero, even the simple points I can't comment on right now. As a leader, you get bleep on sometimes. You have to take it and watch as it hurts you and others. Most of these points are easy to comment on, and I know that this document had to be prepared well with the SEC in mind. It will be released as soon as they give me the green light. You can tell this is taking an emotional toll on him, which kind of parlays into the next little bit of activity. I personally have a responsibility to this YouTube channel. I can't verify that any of this stuff is true, so everything we're going to talk about from here going forward basically lives in the land of Rumorville, okay? You believe what you want to believe, and you can disbelieve whatever you don't. Like I said, I can't personally confirm any of this stuff, but they're saying that Trevor Milton's jet is about to leave the United States. This was back on the 11th of September. He's fleeing to Austria. This is his Sunset Aviation number 92, where he is fleeing the United States right now. And now there is a whole set of different ideas as to why this is going on. Let's try to stay more on the stock market side of things, kind of focus on that. Now, Trevor Milton did put out a tweet also a couple of days ago saying Nikola retained outside counsel Kirkland and Ellis LLP, authorized them to reach out directly to the SEC. The allegations are false and deceptive. And the thread goes on a little bit, but one theory I've heard that I think makes a little bit of sense, or at least keep this in your vault, this is a thought to carry with you throughout the week, is that Nikola CEO accused of fraud, he chooses to lawyer up, okay? Obviously, he has the money to do that. He feels like he has a good enough legal defense to take this on and provide substantial responses to these allegations. Now, a lot of that could possibly buy him and others time to liquidate their stock in the company. Is that going to happen? I don't really know. We're going to have to wait and see. That has not happened yet, though. I also see that I think this is kind of ridiculous that Nikola dropping in stock price or selling off massively is going to crash the stock market out. Guys, that is absolutely ridiculous. Nikola has very, very little weight on the indexes, okay? The companies that carry the indexes, like I said, Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Facebook, Tesla, those type of companies, if one of them was to crash really hard, you could see some big moves on the indexes. But Nikola could go all the way down to $1 over the next 6 months to a year. It's not gonna crash the indexes out. That's probably just new investors who don't have a lot of experience in the stock market saying those type of things. Another theory too I've heard some people saying is he's flying out of the country to try and capture footage of some running vehicles. Again, all rumors, nothing factual here, and as a matter of fact, now is where I'm going to end any kind of rumorville stuff. I wanted to take a quick peer in that. Even some of the comments I got in the first video, I know most of you are already aware of that, but we're going to have to see what comes of that. Let's go back to Trevor Milton, and we'll just look at his last tweet that he made. So as I'm making this video, 4 hours ago, he said, I'm not deleting any tweets. At Twitter support, please figure out why some people can't see my tweets and others can. Those that can't see them, I hear you and can see them under tweets and replies. It's really strange. I don't know what's going on there. And that, fellow investors and traders, is where I'm gonna wrap up video part 2. I don't wanna dive too deep into rumors, into speculation, into things I cannot prove, okay? It's gonna be a very interesting week ahead of us, probably gonna be a very interesting 2 or 3 months. Keep in mind, once you get lawyers involved, you start exploring the legal side of these type of things, everything is gonna get slowed way, way down. So I do know that Trevor Milton has bought himself some time in the short term. This stock is probably going to be wildly volatile for a while, and I think, like I said, most everybody is pretty bearish on Nikola right now. So thank you as always for watching the video, guys. Make sure to go down to the comments, share your thoughts and opinions with me. I always do appreciate that, and have a great day.